most of you probably know that our sophomore team entered the Cedar Valley tournament at the end of the season, and they lost one match, but they barely lost it, and so they qualified for the gold bracket, barely. The guy who was running the tournament did the statistics wrong and had us in the silver division. The other teams were about to start the gold division. They had already warmed up. They were checking lineups, and Brigham's like, wait, that's not right. The math isn't right. There's no way. And so sure enough, they did the math incorrectly. They fixed it, and we were in the gold division as the lowest team in the gold division. And we went on to win 2 matches and win the whole tournament. So that's why all the sophomores will get a medal. And Brigham is, he had a vacation plan before I even asked him to coach. And so he's not here tonight. So I get to talk about all the players with the help of Brigham and Quentin. Quentin is in Arizona climbing, or have a soup pie. He had an opportunity to take that trip, so he's there. So they both they both sent me notes about, so I could say something about the players. I mean, I could say lots, but they were with these guys every day. Brigham said this about Toby. Toby is an absolute bomber. He always worked hard in practice and is a great teammate. Toby also has the best reactions to when he touches the net and doesn't get called for it. My highlight for Toby is his almost undefeated coin toss season. Yeah. But was that the last one that the ref was wrong? That doesn't count. Yeah. The ref said that he called tails or something, and he didn't. And so we lost the coin toss, but he really won it. So there's no asterisk. He won. All right, Quentin said this about Toby. Always positive and makes, oh, sorry, that's in a second. All right, this is from, got 3 notes going on. All right. Quentin said, first thing that comes to mind when I think of Toby is how contagious his positive attitude is. Every time Toby shared the court with his team, everyone's mood and level of play got better. His influence and team camaraderie is beyond his years. The fact that it's beyond his years is impressive. And it's impressive to see that in a freshman. I totally agree. Whether Toby is running down the middle, the left, or the right, he's ready to hammer the ball and find the point. Toby led the team in kill percentage and managed to play in every single JV match this season, and probably every sophomore match this season. So, one of the things we did at practice was I handed out a piece of paper for all the players and managers to write down something that they like, appreciate, admire about their teammates and the managers. These are a few quotes from his peers. Always positive and makes everyone smile. He's funny. He had some great blocks. Tobster is always excited. He's good at hyping people up. He's just a super nice guy who is supportive and motivates me to be better. Super loud on and off the court. I assume they mean the bench, not in the classroom. And he will be, someone claims, he will be the team carry in 3 years. I like it. This one was the best one. I ended with this. Someone wrote this about Toby. I like how mysterious he is. I don't know what that means, but it's mysterious. So Toby just did an excellent job as a freshman for all of our teams, and we look forward to having him in our program for lots of years. So congratulations. Okay, we're going to start with the 3 managers. If you guys would come up, they're a unit. They're a unit. So all right, we have Addie, Boston, and Miley. We're doing this. So we got. Thank you. course, April. Lays for the managers or players? Okay. We'll find out. So these guys were at almost every practice and did everything and anything that we needed to help run the team, take statistics, help with drills. The players may not know this, but on the side, I would pull them aside and I'd ask them coaching advice and how the players were doing and what they needed to work on. And these guys are experienced volleyball players and have been playing club, high school, and so I really relied on their honesty and their evaluation of things. And I remember one time I was like, "Girls, how are we doing on like sending free balls over? Are we there yet? Are we aggressive enough?" And they were like, "No, not even." I was like, "Awesome, all right." And so you guys know the last month of practice, every practice we would do drills where we were trying to get more and more aggressive instead of just like they just send it easy to the middle of the court. Like, what's that? Like, so it was a lot of fun to have experienced volleyball players as managers. I got to coach Addie and Miley last fall. I helped out coaching the sophomore girls team, and they're neighbors. I knew them before anyways, but just awesome girls. It was great to have Boston with us, and as well. And it's just, I have trouble delegating, and because sometimes if I get a sense that people aren't really willing to do it, I'll just do it myself. I've just been that kind of guy my whole life. And so with these guys, it was so awesome. They would show up to practice. What can we do? I never asked them to create a schedule for all the reffing. They just knew that had to happen, and they did it, and did it every game, like just all sorts of things. And so I just really want to thank them for all their time, their effort, and the contribution that they had to this team. I hope they had as much fun as we did, because it was great to have you guys at every practice and every game. So thank you all so much. Okay, next is, okay, just keep going.
It's so loud.
What?
No.
Oh,
He didn't even hear the squeaking. Not yet.
All right, Aaron Haggard, will you come up? You're next. He's not freshman. Okay. All right, like I said, Aaron's a freshman. He's a very tall freshman. We look forward to seeing how he develops. Brigham said this: Aaron improved a lot his first season playing volleyball. I was impressed with Aaron's flexibility and learning a new position halfway through the season, and he just was a great teammate. And I've been around Aaron a little bit as well, and got to see his competitive fire. He really is determined to figure things out, and it'll be fun to have him grow into his body and continue to progress as a volleyball player. It's hard to be 6'4" and a freshman and have your body do everything that you want it to. I've coached boys for 28 years and have seen, and girls for 28 years, and I have seen how sometimes it just takes a little bit, but when it comes, it's awesome. And Aaron has that potential in him, and has shown that this year. And so we just really appreciate how hard he worked, and he's dedicated to the sport and willing to do whatever it takes to get better. So nice job. All right, our other freshman, Kian Williams, come on up. All right, Kean played on the sophomore team. He was a setter on the sophomore team as well as the JV team. So I have some notes from both coaches. Let's see. This is what Brigham said. Kean stepped up and became a huge leader on the team. He's supportive of his teammates and always cheers them on. My highlight of Kean is the game that he had a whole fan club in the stands and turned into a monster hitter. So that was fun. Those family members or girlfriends? Well, mostly family members. Okay. All right. Cool.
There was definitely some of them.
Okay. All right. Here's what Coach Q said. Let's see. Kean stepped up and became a huge. What? That's what Brigham said. Sorry. There we go. All right. Here's Kean. Kean is a great example of effective simplicity. One of our biggest goals every game and on the season was to minimize our errors. Kean played every match, executing our team goals effectively and doing so in a simple fashion that seemed almost flawless. That type of play requires lots of experience and composure, and for a freshman to do that at this level, this season speaks highly of how good Kean really was for us. So way to go. Now, something about Kean from his peers. Let's see. This is in numerical order. What number are we? Oh, there you are. All right, so here's some comments from his teammates and the managers. Always has a smile and positivity on the court. He's super fun to be around and easy to laugh with. He's quiet but funny when he talks. He's got a good float serve and great sets. Kean is the chillest person on earth. So congratulations, Kean, on a great year. Tyler Strong. Okay, Tyler, I don't know if everyone knows this, but Tyler was a two-sport athlete, which he played tennis and volleyball. And most two-sport athletes do them in different seasons. Tyler was able to do two sports in one season. And here at Mountain View, we celebrate 2- and 3-sport athletes with, you get a free t-shirt that says, I played two. And so Tyler earned that this year, so congratulations. Here's what Coach Brigham had to say. Tyler also improved so much in his first year playing volleyball. I was impressed in his dedication in playing 2 spring sports and having multiple practices every day between the 2. His tennis volleyball swing is legendary and killer. So now it's from his, okay, so his peers. There we go. Okay, here's what people have said. He's always positive. He's confident and open to improvement. He's improved so much over the season. He's one of the coolest freshmen I know. Are you a freshman? Way to go. Congrats. 2 sports as a freshman. There were so many times when Tyler had to come right after tennis and he'd be leaving early and going to both. It was cool to see that we could do that. Brogan Gar, are you here? There he is, come on up. All right. Brogan also played on our sophomore team, played outside hitter, played back row. And this was your first season playing volleyball, correct? Sort of, for high school season. Yeah. It's all of our first season. So this is what Coach Brogan said about Brogan. He said, Brogan is a great player to coach. Every practice, he was always asking questions on what he could do differently to improve. Brogan is the reigning champion for fastest serve on the sophomore team. So there you go. A highlight of him is the game he got multiple aces in a row, and then got another one right out of the other team's timeout. So it was like 4 basically in a row, and that's hard to do. So nice job. And this is what some of his peers said. He's the most improved. I saw a lot of improvement over the season. He's spring-loaded. He's funny and fun to play with. He plays good defense. He's super nice to everyone. He's got a growth mindset. So, way to go. Nice job having a great season this year, bro. Eli. Oh, there you go. Come on up, Eli. Okay. Eli also played sophomore and JV. He's a sophomore. And this is what Coach Brigham said. Eli brought great energy and leadership to the team. He kept our passing in check by always reminding the back row to get their passes high and to the net. My highlight of Eli is when he'd get hyped after getting a block. All right. And then Coach Q said, every time Eli did something on the court, it was really cool and smooth. Eli emulates hard work and dedication. This reflects his in-game swagger and ability to make hard situations look easy. It was enjoyable to celebrate with Eli on all of our triumphs this season, and we could not have done any of it without him. He was exceptional in our JV tournament and managed to be a big part in our match with the highest side-out percentage. So and then so he really did a great job on both teams. This is what there it is. All right, his peers said this. He's positive and friends with everyone. He's very kind. He's had some nice blocks. He's determined and persistent. I love his hair. Eli, you have improved a ton. You were playing in our program last year and in the past, and just continue to work hard, to continue to get better, to see Eli and these other sophomores and freshmen at a sophomore level running quicks in the middle. There were very few teams in the state that were running the type of offense that we were running. And it was all because these guys are great volleyball players and great athletes. So nice job, Eli. Carson King. Carson is also a sophomore and played on the sophomore and JV teams, so he's got a couple of coaches to say some things. All right, first we'll start with Brigham. Carson King, or King Carson, is the lefty legend. He could also probably be called Ace King. Carson was a great leader on the team and is dominant whichever side he's hitting on. A highlight of Carson was definitely his game-winning kill that made us sophomore tournament champions a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so I was watching the tape of that game and putting the highlight film together, and I was trying to find the last point. And what's funny, you have to watch, is as soon as he gets the kill, like 3 or 4 of the other team members, like on the other side, topple over. It was like he had killed 3 or 4 of them. They all just died. And it was a 3-game set. It went 17-16, or no, it was 18-16 or something like that. It went really long. They were exhausted, but it was just awesome. It was like Carson was bringing down half their team with one swing. Anyway, you'll see that. That was fun to see. All right, so Coach Q said this about Carson. Carson should be remembered this season as a man of service. He led the team in every important serving category and impressively held the title of having the most aces per match since our first match of the season. Carson also served the team with his passing ability in all major defensive assignments, and lifted our team up on the offensive end with that deadly lefty swing of his. Whether he was going on a 5+ point run at the service line or cracking jokes in practice, we enjoyed Carson's presence. All right, and then from his peers, Carson's always looking to improve. He has great serves. He was fun to talk to, and I loved having chats with him. Super server, Carson the King. Yeah, great season. Carson, way to go. All right, next is another sophomore, Henry Holtz. All right, Henry had an interesting season. I don't know. He played backyard volleyball in the past, but hadn't played on an organized team from what I know. And so he was starting from scratch in February when we had tryouts. And he just worked and worked and worked and played on the sophomore team, worked his way up to play some JV. And then I put him in. His serve was so deadly that we put him in on a varsity match during the season. And he got to play in the state tournament on a varsity match, state tournament. So he kind of went on a meteoric rise in his volleyball career. So that was kind of fun to see that. And this is what Coach Brigham had to say about Henry. Henry, also known as King Henry, was a great teammate and player to coach. He was always asking how he could get better and improved so much in his first year playing volleyball. Henry is a hard worker and probably won the most in our in-practice competitions. My highlight of Henry were his 2 in-game headers in the same match. And it's completely my fault that we don't have a record of that because I forgot to plug my phone in and it died, filming the match before his 2 headers, and I was really frustrated about that, so sorry. Maybe the school has it on Hubble or something. All right, so Coach, let's see. Okay. Let's keep going back and forth. All right, this is what Coach Q said. Henry instantly became a key player for us when he started trumping everybody in our mini competitive practices and games, earning himself the title of King Henry. Henry understood what it meant to be a student of the game and asked many questions, listened, and executed what was needed for him to get better. Henry's determination to hit the floor and keep the ball up was inspiring for our teammates and instilled despair in our opponent's belief to score a point. Henry picked up the sport really fast, and I can't wait to see where he takes it with his level of perseverance and grit. And now from his peers. He takes every chance to get better. He works hard. He has a good float serve. He does. He's always locked in. He's super athletic and quick on his feet. He's improved so much over the season. I liked how he was kind to me and offered to go to my concert. So Henry's a great volleyball player, and like all of these guys, just great young man and a great example to his teammates. So thank you, Henry. Great season this year. All right, next we have Packer Smith. Packer is a sophomore. They play on the sophomore and JV teams. There's a pattern. We have lots of sophomores. All right, Brigham said this: Packer is a team leader on and off the court. I was always impressed how he worked hard during every practice and during games. He's a player that is not afraid to go for pancakes, which is where you dive on your chest and put your hand out trying to save the ball. He even cut his chin in practice diving for a ball, so he's got the form going there, which is great because not everybody knows how to do that or is willing to do that. So we appreciate his willingness to do it because he does it well. All right, Coach Q says, Packer led his team in digs and passing percentage and was really excited for our team wearing the libero jersey. He mastered the art of communicating and solving problems and did an outstanding job managing the serve-receive line in our biggest games. Packer also set up our attackers in positions to score points and always had a sense of urgency to develop all aspects of his game. I have never seen a player get more pancakes in a season than the Pac-Man himself. From his peers, I admire Packer's dives. There you go. He's always looking to improve. He's had some insane digs. He is nice, easygoing, and determined. He makes everyone laugh and gives his all. I like how he made me feel included and how he was kind to me. Packer may have played every position. Setter. Oh, except for middle. Setter, outside, opposite, libero. Yes, anyways. He was willing to just do whatever it took to help whatever team he was playing on and just did his best without any sort of an attitude or anything and just went and excelled at it. So we appreciated Packer's hard work on both teams. It was awesome. All right, Jameson Lobo. Okay, you got to listen carefully because Quentin outdid himself on this one. You've kind of heard Quentin's style. This one's good. Every team has that secret assassin lurking in the shadows, waiting to show the fullness of his abilities in clutch moments. For our team, that guy was J-Mo. Jameson reads the game at a high level and can solve problems quickly. His block is always 6 inches higher than expected and can place a deadly shot on the other team's court. Nobody can hit the six as good as J-Mo, but my favorite moment was the final solo block in our JV semifinal game for the massive W. And that one I think is also on the highlight tape because I saw it and was like, yeah, I was there, I saw that. Jameson, from his peers, they also notice that he has good hits and blocks. He's funny and nice. He's easygoing and lighthearted. Has Riz. I don't know what that means, but he's got it. So, Jameson, we really appreciate how hard he worked and how well he developed. And it's just been a joy to have Jameson with us on our JV team. He just did exceptional. So, thank you, Jameson. Yes. Okay, Braxton Ward, come on up. No, he played in the sophomore.
He did?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So Braxton and I did some negotiating at the beginning of the season. Braxton's a sophomore. I wouldn't qualify him as the largest person on our team, but he's probably the most experienced player on our team as a sophomore. If we were to count up how many hours and minutes that Braxton's played volleyball, it's probably more than anybody. And so, as a varsity coach, I needed him to play libero. But Braxton is a phenomenal outdoor player and can hit and can pass and can serve and can do all the things. So I went to Braxton at the beginning of the season. I said, Braxton, let's cut a deal. If you'll play libero for the varsity team, I'll let you play sophomore outside hitter. And he was like, deal. So Braxton didn't play JV. He played sophomore and varsity because he was a front row, all around sophomore player and then a back row player for varsity. So it was awesome to have Braxton with us. So he's got notes from Brigham and me. So Braxton was a great addition to our sophomore team, even though he didn't practice on our court. I loved watching him outsmart the other team with his tricky placements. His serves were also legendary. When he's going back to serve, you know we're getting at least a few points. And that's what I would echo. As far as volleyball goes, he could cut the ball. He could swing front row and land the ball on the opposite, 3-foot line, just really close to net. He's just really crafty, swing for hands, just could get kills in all sorts of ways. I have coached Braxton for a long time, and he knows that he can ace me. And when I'm back there serving against him, I try to ace him. And it's a fun little battle because he really is a tremendous server, as well as all the things. But his serve is awesome. So about Braxton, from his peers, he's a great passer and crazy DS libero. He's friendly and approachable. He's funny and nice. He's very smart on the court. I like how he talked to me and hung out with me at the varsity tournament. I call him Braxton Water Ward. Water is what we say when you make a good pass or a good dig right up to the setter. Water! So, it's Water Ward. And speaking of awards, Braxton, as a sophomore, earned a varsity letter, and he also earned all-region honorable mention. So for Region 8 4A. So congratulations, Braxton.
Braxton, I may have. Show me the bottom paper. I may have. Yes.
Right.
We're going to give this to someone else.
That's it.
You're good.
There you go.
Okay,
All right, Micah, come on up. All right, for those of you who don't know, Micah is our 6th child, our 5th boy, and it has been a joy to coach him. He is a sophomore and played on the JV team sometimes and varsity team. This year, we had one of our setters go to a different school last minute, like the day before he had to make a decision, decided to go to a different school. So we needed another setter. And so, I don't know how I broke it to Micah, but somehow I broke it to Micah that he was going to have to be a varsity setter after never really set it before. And so he had a great attitude about it, and just figured it out and learned and progressed. He had this nice deep dish set that is legal on the grass and not so much on a wood court, and most refs didn't care, didn't call it until one did, and they called it over and over. And so we went to the gym, and he asked me if we could go to the gym, if we could come to Mountain View on a Saturday night, so we could work on a setting. And we did. And we spent 2 hours setting in this little hoop, getting better. And so I just appreciate his work ethic and willingness to just be coachable and do whatever he could for our team. His hitting got better over time because he just kept working on it. So Quentin had this to say: whenever Micah found himself in one of our matches, he would dictate the game with his ability to control the tempo of play and read the other team's system. Micah strove for excellence, and every time I saw him with a ball in his hand in practice, he was working on his next upgrade. Micah came into the season with his remarkable athletic ability, but left with a numerous amount of upgrades and tools to help his team ensure success and win volleyball matches. So, from your peers, what do you say about Micah Boy? Always has a positive attitude and hypes everyone up. He has good sets and hits. Great improvement on sets this year. He is fun and funny. I appreciate how he always asks how we want the sets. So, way to go. Micah earned Academic All-Region 8. He earned All-Region Honorable Mention and a Mountain View varsity letter for volleyball as a sophomore. So congrats, Micah. Adam Maya. All right. Adam is also a sophomore, played JV and varsity, and so Quentin said some fun stuff about Adam. Here we go. Adam plays volleyball with speed, and in doing so, brought everything we did to a higher level. His fast decision-making and quick hands left many opposing defenses in the dust and wondering what in the world just happened. If you thought his offense was fast, you might miss him as he dives to a ball just before he's about to hit the floor. Adam stepped up where he was needed and proved that he is not just a setter, but a real baller and a game winner. So I totally agree. Adam he's such an athletic setter that there's balls that he's running this way and he'd get to them and throw them somewhere else and just could contort his body to just do all sorts of things. And it was so fun to see. And the effort that he gave day in, day out at practice was awesome. So he did a great job. His peers said this: he always gives 100% in everything. Someone else said, I love your sets. He's a funny guy and has awesome sets. He's hilarious, but also focused. I liked the way he set me. I loved running a 3 with him. Money sets. Hands McGee. He's a good friend and a better setter and teammate. Sigma. Wow. Sigma. So, that's impressive. Sigma is good. Adam, as a sophomore, also earned his varsity letter, and he was also selected All-Region Honorable Mention. So, congrats. middle.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Brody is a sophomore, but he was captain on the JV team and became a starter on the varsity team. So he played lots of volleyball this year, and we relied on him a lot. Quentin, there we go. Quentin said this about Brody. Nobody can hit a ball like Brody does. Good things happen when the ball comes to Brody. All are on the edge of their seats when he tosses up a jump serve. Brody led his team, the JV team, in kills and points scored. He also displayed tremendous leadership in his role as team captain and rallied everyone together in huddles and pregame pump-ups. I have had the pleasure of watching Brody play for 3 to 4 years now, and he never fails to impress and make volleyball a joy to watch. Let's see, Brody. His peers said this: he gives 100% and is always positive. He has nasty hits. He's very confident and has good swings. He's got good topspin jump serves. He's lots of fun to play with. Amazing hitter and passer. Always comes in clutch. So, what I'll say about Brody is that he just continued to work hard and to improve his game, especially hitting. Brody came into the gym as a sophomore hitting the ball 50 miles an hour. He could just crush it. And so we kind of challenged our hitters to do more than just swing hard. And we played against Layton Christian, and they had an international player that was a phenomenal player, and he beat us 9 different ways. And so we kind of looked at that and challenged our hitters to say, hey, let's do more than just hit it hard. Let's see if we can't do lots of things. And it was really cool to see Brody just take that challenge on and do so many things. I think of the Orem match we played here a couple of weeks ago, and he had lots of kills in lots of different ways and is just maturing into this really experienced, savvy volleyball player. And as a sophomore, that was really impressive. And as a sophomore, he not only earned his varsity letter, he was selected as all-region second team. So congratulations. Mac. All right. Mac's blast to have around. I've coached Mac in basketball and volleyball for lots of years, and he's just so fun to be around. Mac played varsity. Did you play much, JV?
No.
Not really. So he's a sophomore. He was one of our middle hitters. He's been playing middle for a long time, and he's just such a savvy player. He can do lots of different things as a sophomore. And so it's so exciting for me to be around so many young players that have developed into tremendous volleyball players at a young age. And Mac's no exception. He is very skilled at what he does, but he also does it with a smile, does it with a flex, does it, and he competes hard. So it's just fun. His peers said this about Mac. He has a positive attitude on and off the court. Big Mac has good energy. He's fun to talk to. He's playful and a fun person to be around. And Mac just was solid all year for us and was dedicated to our team efforts, dedicated to just be a good example to his teammates. I didn't put this in the notes, but I gotta mention it because I don't really know what it means, but he wins for hardest bum hits I don't know why that is or what that is, but good job from Mac, but painful apparently. So Mac is also a football player, varsity, and a varsity volleyball player. So he gets the 2-sport t-shirt and basketball. He gets a 3-sport. Did you get this already?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You get another one. You should have got a I play 3. So he's a 3-sport athlete. And not only that, he's been playing 3 sports this season. He earned academic all-region for his academics. He earned all-region honorable mention as a middle blocker, and he earned his varsity letter. So, Mac, nice job. Nick Nelson. All right. I think the rest are. No, they're still going. All right, maybe Nick's the last sophomore. I believe we have 12 sophomores in our program. So Nick's a sophomore that played JV and varsity in the sophomore tournament. So he was helpful in us winning the sophomore tournament, although he had prom and left before we played the championship game. So we pulled out a 3-set match, 16-18 or 18-16 at the very end without Nick. So that was impressive on that team. But Nick has just done a great job. Nick could have played middle. He could have played setter if he had him developed. He could have played outside. He played right side. He played lots of things. But on varsity, he played right side, which it means that he gets to block against the other team's best hitters and that get the most sets. And Nick took that on as a challenge and did a phenomenal job with that. He's got such strong hands and he's so athletic that it was frustrating to lots of teams and great for our team. And he learned how to turn it line on a right side swing and just pummel it. When we get to watch the video, you'll have to pay close attention. I hope we can see it. But there are so many times when our guys swing and the other teams hit the ground. Like we knock them over. And Nick for sure did that a lot. So I believe Yes. Coach Q said this, Mr. Nick Nelson could do it all. Nick could light a fire in every set he played in, giving our team energy and confidence. I asked Nick to do any job, and he will do it. The amount of improvement Nick has made this season in all categories of his game reflects his passion and love for volleyball. There are too many games to count where Nick has bounced a ball that made the other teams throw up the white flag. Nick for our team was dominant and relentless, and we are relieved and thankful to have him on our side. And from his peers, Nick always gives 100% during the games. Comeback starter. You are my favorite to set. Insane hits. I like how he always brings oranges. Although I think that had more to do with his mom. Thanks, Kat, for the oranges. But we'll give credit to Nick, I guess. The boys did. He blocks the heck out of people. Shuts down the biggest hitters. Great and grateful volleyball player. One thing, Nick's a sophomore, and one thing that I admire about Nick is that while we were talking about our favorite thought of the day, he talked about being in the moment, and he recognized at this young age to be grateful for the opportunity to play volleyball at the high school level. This is the first year. I have 3 older boys that never got to, and you know, Connor gets to his last year of high school, and so I really thought that was mature of Nick to really recognize that and savor the moment and take advantage of every minute that he had in the gym, and he did. The second he walked in the gym, he was serving. and working on his game. So Nick, as a sophomore, earned a varsity letter. He earned academic all-region, and as a sophomore, earned first team all-region. So way to go, Nick. Aaron Mayal. All right, Aaron's a junior. He played both JV and varsity. He was one of our JV team captains. So Aaron was a great leader this year on both teams. And this is what Coach Q had to say about Aaron. Aaron carried this team Aaron carried this team with his consistency and was the solid rock we needed on both sides of our attack and defense. Aaron led the team in overall stats and raised the bar of performance for all of our other athletes. Whether it was the first 5 points or game point, Aaron competed with full intensity and commitment. Defensively, Aaron pulled out the most miraculous saves and kept the most unlikeliest of rallies alive. He fulfilled his role as captain and is highly responsible for every successful moment this team had this season. From his peers, they said this: amazing hitter, and he's funny. He has a good attitude, brings great energy on and off the court. Hype duo, great personality, great all-around player. He's fun to play volleyball with because he's nice. He's kind on and off the court. He's a cool person and a good close friend. He's the funniest on the team. I didn't know that until I read about it. Way to go. That's impressive.
Tell a joke.
That's right. So, Aaron, I will agree with Q that he and his peers that he is a great all-around player. Aaron can do it all. And at the varsity level, we asked him to play back row and serve, and he did that tremendously. He played a lot of minutes in the state tournament, and we relied on him a lot, helped us to get to a 5th place finish, and just worked hard. He did a great job doing whatever we asked, and he hits the ball hard. It was fun to go to the JV tournament and see him play all the way around and just bomb some balls. I have some on the highlight film. You'll see it. It's pretty impressive. It's fun. And it's just great to have Aaron with us. He earned a varsity letter and had a great year, so congratulations. Tyler Robinson. All right. Tyler is a junior and played varsity. Did awesome, and then got injured, and he just struggled with injuries. But that didn't diminish the fact that we counted on him a lot, especially at the beginning of the season. He was a tremendous middle for us, put up a great block, ran quick quicks, and is just always got a smile on his face, and is just a great competitor. I really appreciated Tyler's willingness to be a team player throughout the injuries. Injuries in sport are just the worst because you want to play, you want to be out there, you want to be the one out there doing it. And not everyone who gets injured has a positive attitude and will cheer on their teammates and be happy and just be supportive. And Tyler was for sure all of those things and did a great job with that. His peers said this about Tyler: he's always positive and a great person. He's an awesome middle and a nice guy. I admire his perseverance even when he's hurt. He's giving all he had. He's nice and welcoming, He's kind and easygoing. I'm thankful he was willing to drive us everywhere. Apparently, this is after practice, after games, that's the group off going. So, Tyler also, through all this, was another academic all-region earner and earned a varsity letter. So congratulations, Tyler. All right, next is Jaden Chan. All right, Jaden is one of our seniors that we'll lose this year, one of our 4 seniors. Jaden played with us last year in our spring league, and so I've known Jaden for a while. And he can do lots of things. He's a tremendous athlete. He can do backflips. He can serve 8 different ways. He can do lots of things. And I just really appreciated Jaden's work ethic and also the joy that he has playing volleyball. He, whether he was on the court or off the court, he's loud, he's enthusiastic, getting the team either pumped up or telling us to breathe deeply. Take a deep breath, guys, take a deep breath, right? And sometimes we needed that, and sometimes we need to get hyped up. But Jaden he looked to be a leader that way and looked to help us in any way that he could. And so he helped us from the serving line, digging, and he just does a lot of things and helped us out in a lot of ways. I don't know if it helped our team, but for sure he was the fastest guy to the net. I don't know if you get points for that, but he definitely was the fastest when it came to that. This is also what his peers said. They called him Hype Man. He's the fastest to the net at the start of a match. I'm not the only one who saw it. I like how much fun he brings into the game. He's nice at school and is always willing to help out and improve. And that, as a parent, you parents, the theme that you can hear through all of this is a nice group of young men that are responsible and caring and kind and got along. I don't know of very many teams that didn't have any drama, that didn't have infighting, that didn't have negative attitudes. And I never saw it. I never saw one negative attitude. I never saw any infighting. And Jaden was key in that positive energy that he brought with him every day of practice, every game, and it was fun to coach him. And I wish him the best of luck next year. And he earned a varsity letter with him. Ty Mullen.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I've known Ty for a long time too. This was Ty's first year playing organized volleyball. He's a senior. And so that's a challenge. To walk in and compete for a JV spot as someone who had never played volleyball is impressive. And the fact that he earned his way into varsity playing time as a senior without any playing experience just is a testament to his work ethic, to his athletic ability, to his intelligence. One story I love to tell about Ty is about 2-3 weeks into his volleyball career. I don't know if it was Mac or Tyler, someone went up to hit it quick, and we tried to run him really fast so that the blockers don't have time to get up. And Ty just jumped up, and he was up there early, and just blocked him, just roofed him. And he leans over to the guy next to him, and he's like, yeah, I knew he was going to set quick. And I'm on the sidelines, and I said, I overheard that, and I was like, Ty, time out. What do you mean? How did you know Micah was going to set the middle? You've been playing volleyball for 3 weeks. And he goes, when Micah does this right before he sets it, then he's going to set quick. And I was like, you know how to read a setter? I was like, what? And I don't know if John was teaching that in the next gym like a half an hour earlier, but he had come over and just picked up the game so fast. I was like, that's amazing. So Ty was an awesome athlete, awesome contributor at the varsity level, of course. Also played JV, and Coach Q said this about Ty. Ty is a perfect example in this group on how to be an elite athlete. Ty came into practices, matches, and tournaments humble but hungry to learn the game and give his team the best opportunity to win. Ty's ability to adapt and learn on the fly was crucial to our success in the middle of the court. Ty holds that special gene where if he was a baby and I threw him into the deep end of the pool, this is Quinn, he would spring back up swimming the butterfly elegantly as if he had done it before. Quinn's awesome. Impressive. As a team, we enjoyed his monster blocks, scrappy plays, and freaky fast development. And from his peers, takes every opportunity to learn and improve. I admire how much he's improved. He's the best inexperienced player. That's the way to put it. He is fun to play with. He's easygoing and chill. Butter setter. Now, if you know, we never ran one drill for Ty to learn how to set. I never taught him how to set. Did you teach him how to set? We never covertly taught him how to set. And yet in the middle of matches, he'd just go, boom. He'd set backwards, he'd set forwards. And I don't know that you ever got called for a double. I mean, our setters got called for doubles more than you did. Oh, maybe once? Anyways, it was impressive because that's a tough skill to do. And he did it. And then here at the last, here we go. Micah said, he's my favorite senior. Sorry, Connor. So, Ty also earned academic all-region as well as his varsity letter and is a football player, and so he gets to wear this with pride that he plays too. So, nice job. Jeremiah. All right, so Jeremiah has only played volleyball a couple of years, and he's a senior, and you would never know that from how he plays. The bummer was that he hurt his back towards the end of the season and we couldn't use him. But Jeremiah continued to hone his skills and became a great passer, great server, and his hits were legendary. Like, if you're going to remember one hit all year, it's on the highlight tape for sure. Okay? If you weren't there, it was a sight to see. He hit a ball so hard that it went off the defender's forehead, went back across the net, past our court, and hit the back wall about 20 feet up at the PG old gym. You're watching the video. Jameson's the line judge for this match, and Jameson is there right on the corner, and Jeremiah hits this way, and Jameson goes, and all the guys on the court go. Anyways, it was amazing. Anyways, I will remember that hit forever. We're sending it around. Anyone that I've ever taught, I showed it to the bus driver on the way home. She wanted a copy of it. I texted it to her. Like, I've shown that clip to family. Like,
how was the guy's head?
they actually, so we all went crazy because we didn't realize he kind of got hurt and whatever. And so he was seeing stars, I think, so they subbed him out. But he went back later on in the match. We ended up,
He didn't look right ever. He did not look right. They should not have put him back in. That was a mistake.
I did not know where he was.
I did not know if he.
That wasn't our call. That was their call. They messed up.
Chances are it was concussion causing, but I don't know. We didn't hear. It was Springville and we beat him. It was fun. That was probably the highlight game in the PG tournament, was beating Springville and beating them that way. So, but Jeremiah, as a senior and not having played volleyball last season, played it as a sophomore, but earned all-region second team. and his varsity letter. So congratulations. Oh, Jeremiah 7. I forgot to say this. Jeremiah, you can stay there, but I want to read what your peers say because it's pretty good. He's an amazing hitter. I liked how loud he was on the bench after he got injured. That was super impressive to me. That here's a starter and been starting all year, he can't play. And one of his favorite memories was the Payson match that he didn't play in. But he got to pump up our team and lead the cheers against the Payson crowd. We had 12 guys out cheering a whole pack of 40 students, and he loved doing that. And he said that was his favorite memory. And I was like, that just shows how much character Jeremiah has, that he cares that much about everybody. And if you know him, you can feel it. He says he's very nice to everyone. He's funny, but also nice and genuine. He's got the best hair on the team. According to one person, that's a competition.
Eli, it's okay. He's a senior.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And Mike is over there going, "What about mine, bro?" Anyways, we got some good hair. All right. The other things they said are, he brings a light to the game. 3 people called him their sunshine. That's awesome. I appreciate his kindness when I saw him outside of practice. And one person called him my favorite person in the world. So, Jameson, nice job, bro. Oh, Jameson, my bad. Jeremiah, my bad. I'm getting old, man.
I thought maybe you read something.
No, sorry. Connor Fairbanks, come on up. All right. Connor's our 5th child. And Connor and I have a cool relationship because since the age of 2, I've been his coach. And I've coached him in soccer, I've coached him in football, I've coached him in baseball, soccer, basketball, and volleyball. And we go fishing. And high jump. So it's going to be hard to not have Connor around, but one of you guys is going to have to step it up, right? We got to replace Jeremiah, Ty, Jaden, and Connor. Like, you got your work cut out for you, but I have faith in you guys. Connor is just a great all-around athlete. He's one of these guys that has never played club volleyball. Played in our spring league since what, your 6th grader maybe? And has just done all the things. And what I admire most about Connor is his humility and his just level of respect that he shows for coaches, for teammates, and willingness to support others and not let his success and his abilities get to his head. This is what his peers said about Connor. He has insane hits. He's supportive of every other player. He's forgiving and inclusive. He's fun to be around. He has all of the qualities of a leader, determined and supportive. He's a great leader and an even better brother. So, Connor led our team in kills and all sorts of fun stuff. And we relied on Connor quite a bit. And I was impressed that he continued to work hard to just do more and more and not just settle for being good, that he wanted to be great. Connor obviously earned his varsity letter award, but he also earned his academic all-region award and was selected on the first team all region. So Connor, love you, bro. Congrats. We have the highlight tape to go through, but just a couple of things before we do. And that's next to thank John Ernest and Quentin Ward and Brigham Reed for coaching this year. John and I have known each other a while, but have never coached together. And it was amazing how similar we are. We kind of grew up in the same era. We both played ball at BYU, but I'm older than he is, so we missed each other. But it was just so awesome to have his experience, his knowledge, his ability, the way he interacts with the young men, giving specific feedback. And there's so many times I was about to say something to one of the players, and John's already saying it. And it was like, amen, brother. Like, it was awesome. And it was great. I haven't had assistant coaches very often in my long career. And so it was kind of new for me to have coaches. But it was so great to have these men that cared about your boys more than anything and taught them and were dedicated to them, and created the culture that I wanted to create here, that I hoped to create here at Mountain View. And that's where your players, your young men, were loved, were cared for, were safe, and also learned how to play volleyball, kind of in that order. And the coaching staff that we had did that. If you know Q at all, he's got a huge heart and really cares about his players. Brigham also is an amazing player and coach, but just cares. These are just good guys that care about the players and did everything they could to help their teams. And that's why each of our teams had great success. Our sophomores won their tournament, JV took second, varsity took fifth in state our first year here. And so in my eyes, we had a tremendously successful season. And I just appreciate the coaches' work and the players. One of the thoughts of the day that we had was about a growth mindset of being willing to want to learn. If you can't do something, to not say I can't, but to say I can't yet. And I saw that every day in practice. I never felt resistance. And I felt that before in lots of other teams. And I never did. And because of that, the hard work that these young men did to just continue to improve, it's a testament to their hard work and their dedication, their willingness to be coached. It's fun to coach, but it's a joy to coach when players are willing to continue to improve and want to improve. So I will be sending out some information about opportunities to play volleyball. There, we will be having open gyms in the summer. We will be having grass. They'll be setting up playing grass on Tuesday nights, open gym on Thursday nights. There are grass tournaments. There's a camp for the younger guys. So if you have younger kids in 5th through 9th grade, Quentin will be leading the volleyball camp in June. I'll send all this information out. And we're also trying to create a Mountain View volleyball organization that will serve as a feeder league and an off-season program. Jennifer King coached a lot of these guys in club last year. I met with her. She's already got a team going, but we want it under the umbrella of Mountain View so that you guys can play together. And even if you're not on the same team, like we're in the gym together. And so the goal is to create as many teams as we can and give as many people an opportunity to keep the cost as low as we can, so that in my opinion, will be a better alternative to club. Now, if you want to play club and travel and pay $5,000, you're totally welcome to do that. if you don't and you just want to play volleyball, in the fall there are about 5 tournaments. The end of December through the first part of December. It's almost like every other weekend kind of a thing. It's Friday, Saturday, or just Saturday. So it's a great opportunity. And then in January and February, Spanish Fork I think is going to do another winter league. And so we're just trying to provide opportunities for the young men that can, and we will work with your other sports if you can just come when you can. Like, we want to make it so that this team, the culture that we have and the camaraderie that we have just continues to build, and the skill continues to build. Because we have a really good thing going on right now, and I just want to continue the momentum that we have. So I will send out all that information through the group meeting chat and stuff. If you don't get that, come talk to me afterwards. So before we get to, is this thing still on? What's that?
Let me talk about you for a minute. No, I don't want that. So I've been a part of some high level teams in my life between basketball, volleyball, and baseball. And John, the level of preparation he puts forth, the effort he puts forth, is better than any other coach I've ever seen. I was shocked. I'm coming from work, barely trying to make it on time, maybe help with the nets for a second. He's there early, he's getting the nets up. He's got a game plan, he's got a board, he's got a thought, we're gonna break it down into this. He's made contraptions to help them land in the right place, to set the right way. I mean, the amount of thought and effort he puts into your boys is phenomenal. And he's so nice and positive about it. I think of myself as a fairly positive person. He's way more positive than me. I kind of realized I kind of need to be a little bit of the bad guy on this team because he's so positive and he just lifts everybody. But I think we should give John, for sure, you should understand that he lives this. He puts everything into this, and he is a phenomenal coach, example of everything that was said about these boys. That's who John is as well. And so I just think we should give John a round of applause because he's phenomenal.
We're gonna do a little coach recognition too. So Toby and Packer want to come up, and Brody and Aaron and Jerry, just to go through each of the coaches, and we have a little gift basket put together by some of the parents for each of you. Let's see, who's going first? Toby and Packer. They're gonna talk about Brigham, even though he's not here. But
We're recording. Come over here so we can see.
So I thought Toby wasn't going to be here,
I thought this was a lot shorter.
but I wrote a little something that he asked me to write just in case he wasn't here. And then the stuff that I wrote as well. So one thing that I assume everyone on the sophomore court and all the teams love about Brig is he's always patient and always ready to play. I really like that he went into this season having never coached a Mountain View team, I assume. Did he?
Nope.
Yep. And he seemed to always know what to do. And I can assume it's really hard to go into the season without training and not knowing who any of the players were. But throughout the season, I've seen Brig have fun with the players, managers, and coaches, and enjoy coaching the sophomore team. Toby is here, but he said just in case he wasn't here, yeah, he asked me to say, quote, Brig is one of my favorite coaches. So I assume Toby's had a lot of coaches, so that's really saying something. From me and the whole team, we thank you for your awesome contributions to the season. Where is he again?
There you go.
On vacation.
On vacation, yes.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't able to see Q that much just because I like how we split up the teams. Q's always coaching the sophomore team, so I wasn't able to spend as much time with Q as I thought this season. But I was lucky to have Q as one of my coaches for club season a little while ago, and I just love Q. He's super patient. He just knows the right things to say, and I love Q. I have a quote from him that he said at the end of the Orem game. He said a naughty word. He said that was one hell of a season.
So Q coached me last year too on the B team for like the non-official club season, and I really appreciate the way he coached. It was really clear, and it like helped me a lot with receiving and like how I was supposed to do it, especially with topspin. I was able to get some good receives from some topspin serves because of him. And thank you, Q, for coaching us the past 2 years.
Jerry needs the mic. Yes.
One of my favorite things about Coach Fairbanks was that they're good at coaching. They're really easy to coach or learn from coaching. And my favorite part is that we don't have to run a lot, and he makes it easy. He makes it really easy. Yeah, he's just straightforward. He's a good coach.
Thank you.
My favorite part about this year is I hadn't really known Coach Ernest, very well, but it was fun to see like how competitive both of us are and how we're on the same page a lot of the time. Call a timeout, my dad would be figuring something out, or in between sets, I'd be trying to say something as I'm sitting down, and then as soon as I sit down, pick up my water bottle, saying the exact same thing. He's getting on us. He's making sure that we play our best and holding us to a high standard. And then for my dad, it was fun because I know him really well, and I know what he's gonna do, and I already knew what his face was looking like before I even looked at it, every single play. So it was fun for me to be able to sit there. I'd get a kill or something would happen, and I'd be back row or whatever, and I could just look over and I'd just see him. And like, one look and I already knew that I was supposed to be doing something different, or that was a decent play, or one look and I knew exactly what he was thinking. But it's been really cool to have him like actually be a high school coach, because he's coached me in a bunch of other things, but not in a high school setting where we spent every day together. So it was really cool, and I appreciated both of the ways that they coached. So they did a great job.
All right, and thanks again to all of the parents that helped out with senior night, with the banquet, with decorations, the food, meals for home games, away games. It just takes a whole group. Do you not do it? Who's got the lights? Micah, here's the lights. Oh, we got the lights. Are there more lights?
Are you connected to the speaker? We need the sound. Yes?
Hey, John, you gotta have Carson and Henry stand up. They get a two-shirt too.
Oh, for swim, right?
Even the person says it doesn't count.
But
I was teasing him, said swimming.
Carson and Henry both swimming? The athletic department, I'm gonna absolve myself of that. They're supposed to come over that. That's awesome. So that makes lots of, because he's one, that's like 7. So Carson, Henry, 2 sport athletes. Are we good to go, or are you turning on the sound? Because I have the I have the microphone here too. So.